Hello everyone! Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to hopefully finish off Endwalker Hildibrand. Kind of annoyed that I had to wait this long to do it because I believe there's a trial at in the second quest that we're going to be doing today, and hopefully I don't have any issues with getting people to do that because this isn't like on the main story or anything, and so like it isn't required for you to do. Then again, a lot more people have probably done this than previous Hildibrand quests, which doesn't make any sense because you have to do the previous ones to do the current one. Anyway, we'll get there when we get there. Let's go ahead and start off this quest by talking to Damien. Dorian of Duplicity and Duplication. Darian is ready to embark on his latest investigation. Ah, brilliant. Just the time to assist in my latest fact-finding expedition. Our recent foray into Shorelian revealed that Poo-Poo's friend was in the company of a Hanish alchemist. Yes, I forget what voice I was giving him, but it's not the one that I'm doing right now, is it? Anyway, I'll figure out what I was doing. Let's see. So, I was probably doing... I think I was doing something like that. I'll just keep doing this voice anyway. As such, I was inspired to do some preliminary legwork here in THAVNAIR. I contacted my usual sources for local sightings of alien phenomena, and alas, they had none to share. I've thus switched my tactics and decided to track down this alchemist fellow instead. Surely someone will have heard the tale of an apothecary bold enough to set up shop on a Garlean battlefield. The inspector and others have been pursuing a similar line of inquiry, yet have found no leads here in the city or at the Great Walk. I believe they have moved their investigation to Yedlamod, so I suggest we hurry over there and join them. I cannot have that little blue man muddying the waters when we're so close to grasping his master plan. Right, Dorian. Well, let's head on over to Yedlamod. See if we can figure out what the heck is going on now, because I don't remember exactly what happened last time. All I remember is that we found out that the Mandervilles are like actually aliens. Was that last? I had to be last time. It's been way too long since we did the last one. Anyway, there they are. There's Brandy Hild. Let's talk to everyone, and then talk to Hildibrand. And there's Stinky Cheese Boy over there. This port town would be an excellent place to analyze global trading trends. Yes, who would, Brandy Hild? I'm sure Hildibrand thought of that, definitely. Oh, my friend is an exceptional individual, capable of astounding feats that I could never accomplish without the help of my starship's equipment. Oh, that's interesting, Mr. Poo-Poo. What else can you tell me about your long-lost comrade, Master Poo-Poo? And Nasha, I think this is all going to go over your head. Anyway, let's talk to Hildibrand. Hello, Dorian. I see that the two are eager, as ever, to observe my inspectorial genius at work. Ah, the long-term fans are often the most ardent. Right. As a matter of fact, we were just about to continue our investigation into the alchemist we know to have been traveling with Master Poo-Poo's comrade. I do not remember what voice I gave Brandy Hild. I mean, that is to say, I'm merely following the inspector's wake. Right, Brandy Hild. You needn't to be so modest, my dear Inspector Brandy Hild. 'Tis wrong of me to comport myself as an equal to you all in any respect, for I am but a copy, and a flawed one at that. Right. I just noticed his scarf is messed up, kind of like Hildibrand's. Stuff and nonsense. Clone or not, self-deprecation is unbecoming of a Manderville man. Except he's a Brandy Hild man. Whatever. Exactly. The things you can do are amazing. Oh, I don't know about that. 'Twas you who saved Brilliant from certain doom, was it not? Actually, I think he did. I completely forget, though. Well, not quite as alacritus as mine. Your rapid reasoning is nevertheless quite effective. Right. Just kind of you to accept me, rough edges and all. I only hope my meager contributions are of some small assistance. Too modest by half. I'd say his mental faculties far surpass those of the original. Yeah, me too, but let's not say it to his face. That's enough chin-wagging amongst ourselves, I think. Let us spread out and learn what the locals know of this adventurous apothecary. You know, question the locals, like usual. Stinky Cheese Boy, you better make a run for it, or I punt you into the sea. Still waiting for that /punt emote. Oh yeah, I started using this thing, I forgot. Hello, Yellowmod Fisherman. You got any news on an adventuring apothecary? Yes, I know the one whom you speak. A fellow fisherman told me of a friend of his, an apothecary, who set off for war-torn Garlemald to sell his medicines. That sounds really dangerous. A reckless fool, if you ask me. Yep, that's what I was saying. I've no interest in the affairs of such men, but you do, I take it. If so, I suggest you head to Usaquaik and hear the tale for yourself. Look for a red-haired lad. They are gathering shellfish. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, do we need any other information? If we've got all that, if we've got that. Also, yeah, let's talk to Dorian. I was gonna say, can we find the other guys around here? Inspector Brandyhild is possessed of a brilliant mind. If he were willing to work with THAVNAIRIAN Truth, I'd employ him in a heartbeat. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be employed there. Let's see, I wonder if we can find Nashu and the others. No, that's Chocobo Keep. Let me look around a little bit more. So Delian's there. Let's see, I'm not seeing any of the other ones. Let's talk to this person while we're here. I know of many merchants who travel abroad to ply their wares, but none who have business in Garlemald. You'd have to be mad or desperate indeed to consider setting up shop in that troubled land. I mean, word is we've signed some kind of trade agreement with the Garleans, but it's still not the kind of place where one simply wanders in and opens a street stall. Well, that's for sure. It'll collapse under the snow. Oh, that's not what you meant. Alright, let's just go ahead and talk to this person. So I don't see the others around. Oh, there they are. Let's go talk to them first. And Stinky Cheese Boy. Inspector Brandyhild, a blocky man of quality. Right, Nashu. Right. Where is Brandyhild? He's not here with these guys. Maybe he's the one that's doing the actual work. You know. If I may, are you perchance with any reckless alchemists? That's not really how you would... Whatever. How fares the inquiries? Okay, let's fly up in the sky a little bit just to see if, like, Brandyhild's on the docks. Although, it doesn't look like it, so let's just go ahead and talk to the last guy. He's under here, right? Yeah. Oops, not that. Actually get up on the platform. Hello, sir. Do I know any apothecaries in Radz-at-Han? Of course, more than I can count. I've not heard tell of anyone peddling such goods in the heart of the Empire, though. Seems like a terrible idea to me. What with the Civil War raging and the world almost ending, you know, small things like that. The situation improved in recent days, but even so, the Radiant Host still has to provide security for cargo shipments. A lone merchant trading these alone? Impossible. Well, sounds like you got one person with decent information, but the rest of them not so much. Ah, Brilliant. I hope your questioning has borne fresher fruit than mine. Oh, A good friend of the alchemist in question, you say? Then let us gather the troops and pay visit to this fallacious fisherman. Poor guy. First he's friends with a crazy alchemist that's gonna go and sell stuff in Garlemald. Then they get questioned by a bunch of interesting individuals. Nope, there's Sticky Cheese Boy. Wonder if he's actually gonna be relevant or if it's just a running gag. The story of my apothecary friend. Oh, you must mean Barsov. Well, I was near enough to calling it a day anyway, so here's what I can tell you. Barsov comes from a very poor family, and growing up, never had much in the way of money or possessions. I suppose those experiences are what led to his lifelong obsession with gaining wealth. After trying his hand at a succession of trades, he decided alchemy would earn him the most gil, but his stock never sold as well as he hoped. So when he heard about the internal strife in Garlemald, he saw it as a golden opportunity. Surely the middle of a war was the best place to sell medicines. I mean, he's not wrong. More like the best place for near-death experiences. He soon gave up on his Garlemald adventure, but while one would have expected him to return lamenting his ill fortune, Barsov was practically euphoric when I saw him again. A gods-giving blessing he'd found in the snowfields had given him much cause to celebrate. He said he'd learned how to create gold. I must admit, I laughed at first. But then he showed me a gleaming mountain of the stuff, enough to proclaim himself a merchant prince. He even changed his name to Vahundi, a word which brings to mind the bounty of the divine. Sounds like he's not using his powers for good. A name I have heard. He's the rising star in the markets, is he not? The one snapping up commercial ventures left and right. Wait, Hildibrand actually made an interesting observation. Yes, Von Hundi has certainly made his ambitions known here in Thavnair, especially when he attempted to purchase the entirety of Port of Yedlamod. Excuse me? Sir, you need to be a little bit less audition. I'm combining like 3 different words in my head. I'm combining ostentatious, ambitious, and audacious. I think I was trying. All 3 of those words were getting mixed up in my head. The dockmasters declined to sell, of course, but when it came to buying historic landmarks, a bottomless purse can open surprising doors. Last I heard, he converted the Gilded Aria into his private abode, and has been filling it with every rare treasure his gold can secure. He pays out particularly large sums for artworks depicting the goddess Asura. I remember him being a fervent worshipper of hers, even as a child. I've encountered much Manusa and Murgalore in Radz-at-Han, yet I recall no mention of this Asura. Well, that's hardly surprising, as a deity of war, of course. She is not well loved by common folk. Barsov is different, though. He sees life as a constant battle to amass wealth, and it is to Asura whom he prays for victory. And damn me if she didn't listen. That once poor boy became a merchant royalty, a man far too rich and important now to afford more than a fleeting moment for simple fishermen. Even those were once dear friends. Ahem, if you'll excuse me, I must leave it at that. These clams won't sell themselves, you know. Well, sounds like we know where he lives now. Let's go ahead and pay him a visit. How about that, eh? Our sought-after apothecary and the upstart merchant prince were one and the same. Wait a minute. Is this the guy that we've been seeing this entire time who's been pulling the strings from the background? I sure hope not. Might we assume the blessing he stumbled upon in Garlemald was a certain alien craft in its occupant? Sorry to intrude, but aren't you the hero who helped us when folk were turning into beasts? Yep, that's me. some nasty-looking creatures just showed up outside town. One of our guards went to confront it, but I don't think her odds against that thing. This sounds like a case for Inspector Hildibrand. Come, friends, let us investigate forthwith. Alright. Let's see what nasty creature has shown up. Thought we were going to go pay a visit to the guy, but I think we got more pressing matters to attend to. Oh yeah, I'd say that's a nasty creature. She's just telling him off. I thought you destroyed that monster. No, of course I did, Damien. I have the situation under control, citizens. This individual bears a strong resemblance to a known fugitive, so I thought it were prudent to investigate. Yeah, I think you're a little outclassed in this battle. Regrettably, he has proven less than forthcoming with answers. He'll answer to my axe in a second. How many times must we teach you the same lesson, shiny skull man? Lesson? What are you on about? Bah! Cease this babbling and get out of my way. Lord Vahundi's orders are to cause trouble at the port, and I'm running behind schedule. Oh, yep, that's the guy who's been pulling the strings in the background this whole time. Vahundi, the merchant who tried to buy Yedlamod, so he put you up to this. Yeah, and I'm about to put my axe up to this guy if you get out of the way. Curses! How did you manage to deduce our dastardly plan? I think even Hildibrand could have figured this one out. You blurted it out. Yeah. Silence! No one learns of our schemes can be suffered to live. Prepare to be squashed in meddlesome worms. Oh no! Oh, there's an army of them? Well, we got Godbart here, so we'll be fine. 3 more sinister skullmen! What's the doctor? A quadruplet? No. Oh no. The only thing scarier than Godbert is his wife. I still don't understand the lore of how she's crazy powerful. It's like, obviously, the Mandervillians are the aliens and stuff. Oh, mother! I don't know how to say that. Vexatious? Yeah, vexatious vermin. This'll soften you up. I'll just hit it back with my axe. Or she'll use her frying pan. That works too. Oh yeah, there we go. We get to wield the frying pan. Home run! Where'd my axe go? I guess limits of the engine, right? Because I'm wielding a different weapon technically. Bah, a lucky hit. Yeah, my axe is gone because I'm technically wielding a different weapon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I'll step away from... And he somehow ends up in the ground. One last pitch. Bring it on. Throwing a curveball. Unlimited heavy hitter special. You know, right back at him. Yep. But that was my fastball! Maybe you should have thrown a changeup instead. And I've got my axe back. I've come to expect Father's sudden appearance, but what brings you here, Mother? A proposition from the merchant of Van Hundy. As a matter of fact, I'm accompanying your dad as a manager for Manderville and Manderville, and we were just on our way to the bloke's mansion. Oh, so were we, actually. I've already refused Master Van Hundy once before when he tried to buy out our commercial empire. Excuse me, he has that much money? Yeah, this guy's loaded. This time, however, the deal concerning a floating quantity of gold at wholesale prices. It is quite an attractive offer considering the fine jewelry is our stock in trade, and we thought to at least listen to his proposal. But if he would purposely command his lackeys to disturb the peace of a public port. We can't do business with a thug like that. Absolutely not. Where did all those lackeys come from in the first place? Is there a hulking weaponized brute manufactory around here somewhere? I don't know, but he's got a lot of money, so it wouldn't surprise me. Nope, he called the ship. Oh. Right. You can just use the duplication. As I suspected, my ship's vaporization beam is configured to expunge only replicated matter. Yeah, the other Mr. Poo-Poo is probably making a bunch of clones of the gold. And made a bunch of clones of these big bad guys. And that's where he's getting all the gold from. So, you can copy inorganic materials as well. How interesting. Once the matter duplication facility has analyzed an object's molecular structure, it can generate any number of copies. Yet, it cannot create matter from nothing. A requisite supply of aether must be on hand to facilitate the process. Core, you sure do know about a lot, Inspector Brandyhild. Even alien starships. This is no great achievement. As I've mentioned, the gaps in my knowledge were patched with data from the starship's own archives, which included the vessel's full schematics and functions. Assuming I understand this correctly, it is possible Van Hundy is using the repaired alien craft to replicate piles and piles of gold. Well, that's what I said. We share the same suspicion, Master Dillion. To my knowledge, no other method exists that can reliably produce precious metals. Of course! 'Tis the obvious conclusion. Right. Yes. Just what I was thinking. That being the case, one might further assume that Van Hundy is either threatening or deceiving Master Poo-Poo's comrade in order to gain access to the vessel's superior technology. Our course of action is clear. We march right up to this gold spawner's front door and demand the release of his extraterrestrial hostage. Well, that's what I suggested, like, twice now. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to everyone and wrap this one up. The inspector's mother is as monstrously strong as the Manderville men, except that it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's what I was saying. All this talk of threats and deceit has me worried. I am given to understand that, while identical in appearance, the craft belonging to Master Pupu's comrade is equipped with the more advanced technology. That was smashing hit, Brilliant! Right? Thank you, Nashu. I was hesitant to put stock in unsavory rumors I'd heard, but this unprovoked attack on the port would seem to be incontrovertible proof of Vanhundi's villainy. Yeah, except for all the other cutscenes we've seen before. Good to see you, Brilliant, and good to see you're still keeping company with our darling boy. That blocky lad, a new friend of yours, smooth off the edges and he'd be a spitting image of our Hildy. Right. We must confront this malicious merchant at once. If your heart's set on confrontation, then you may as well come with us. Vanhundi's invitation included a private airship flight to his new estate. We're still in need of formally reject his deal anyway, and his pilot may be waiting.